Hello, my name is Shourya Watwani. I'm a student, musician, guitar teacher, voice actor and mixed martial artist, and I'd like to welcome you to the first episode of Productivity in 3, in which I take 3 productivity concepts and try to explain them to you in under, you guessed it, 3 minutes. So let's get started. Number 1, make a reasonable to-do list. To-do lists are tools that we use to organize our days, our weeks, and our lives. But the reason they often fail is because we end up overwhelming ourselves. Another thing we end up forgetting is the fact that not all tasks are equal in terms of the time that they take and how complex they are. For example, cleaning your room, that will take 30, 45 minutes tops. But finishing off an extended essay, that's going to take a lot more than just 35 minutes. When we forget these things, the way we distribute our time ends up becoming a little more unbalanced, and we procrastinate a lot because we finish off the easy things, but we leave the more difficult things for later on. So just remember, don't overwhelm yourself. Number 2, now since we're on the topic of overwhelming things, let's take a second to reevaluate our goal setting systems. So, what do most people do? They look at what they want in the future and that's their goal. It works, it's a simple strategy, but it's effective. Some people want to take this a notch higher. What do they use? They use the SMART goal setting strategy. Now I know a lot of you would have heard of this, but just please bear with me. The SMART strategy states that your goal has to be specific, manageable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. But as minimalist as this strategy may be, it's proven to be outdated. In fact, a lot of people who employ this strategy end up setting goals that are too easy for them, therefore inhibiting their success and their growth. To counter this, researchers came up with another neat little system with a pretty succinct acronym, and they called it PACT. For this, your goals need to be purposeful, they need to be actionable, continuous, and trackable. Now, you can use a few more methods as well, one of which is the micro goal method, which, as the name suggests, you take a pretty big goal and you cut it down into manageable chunks. And another system, this one's interesting, it's called anti-goals. Over here, you imagine your life, your day, and you give it the worst possible outcome. Now you imagine what would you need to do in order to avoid that outcome. Now number 3, finally and most importantly, don't multitask. Switching between these tasks in real time takes a huge toll on your productivity. That's really something you don't want. In fact, it's said that multitasking stems from procrastination. Because when you multitask, you feel like you're doing 2, 3, 4, 5 tasks at the same time. That's a great high, but nothing's really happening. Now, to stop this, you can use the aid of some physical barriers, like keeping your phone in another room or not charging a dead device that might distract you, or you can use some apps. Now, an app that I really like is called Forest. In Forest, your work has been linked to the growth of a virtual tree. So that means that if you stop your work before it should stop, the tree will die. Your productivity is essentially being held hostage. How cool is that? Another really cool system, and again, you must have heard of this, is called the Pomodoro System. Pomodoro, Italian for tomato. The system essentially says that you incorporate regular tiny breaks into your workspace. And how do you do that? Well, the original system states that you got to use a 25 and 5 split method, 25 minutes for working and 5 minutes as a break. But I do my own thing. I do it like 40 minutes of work and 20 minutes of break in which I watch anime. This has been Productivity in 3, a little more than 3. Thank you for joining me on the first episode. I'm Shourya Watwani and I hope to see you next time.